Hi, this is Patrick Rooney with oldschoolus.com. I want to do something a little bit different today, change of pace. I've been wanting to get back more and more to the roots of natural health, show you some of the things that I do and some really simple stuff that's I find useful for both physical and even mental health to some degree. Now, I've been doing a lot of expose type of videos about some of the bad people, what they're doing regarding the coronavirus, COVID-19 situation. I'll be doing more of those, but for the time being, I wanted to get back to the roots here because the roots are really, that's what's really going to be the most important. What's going to be most important is keeping healthy, keeping your immune system strong, and getting through so we can work our way through whatever is coming, whether it's COVID or something else. We've got to be strong enough to just have our immune system throw this stuff off. So one of the things I've been thinking about is basketball. I was talking with someone the other day about just shooting hoops, just shooting some baskets, and it could be anything. It doesn't have to be basketball for you. It could be something else. I grew up playing basketball from morning till night almost during the summertime and loved it. And it was just a passion of mine. But the way it really started, it made me think about when I was talking the other day, the way this whole thing started wasn't just about me, playing a sport or whatever. It really started as a solitary thing. And the way it started was just me going out and shooting, whether it was at my own house. We created a court there. And we had one. We had neighbors who had a hoop. We used to go jump my wall every night and go play at the neighbor's house till late at night. They'd have a light out there showing on their court, and we'd just be playing all the way till it got late. Or we'd go to the park and play. We'd play with all sorts of competition at the park. Till my dad would come trying to find me later in the station wagon and pick me up late at night. Or I'd be playing at my school, my grammar school, or even my high school when I was there. I'd just be shooting hoops. So what made me think about this was when you're out shooting hoops by yourself, it's kind of therapeutic. There's a therapeuticness to it. And that's the first thing that got me interested. It wasn't just playing or making the shots or whatever. It was the therapy of just kind of shooting the ball as I'm kind of working out things in my mind, in my life that are going on, and just making sense of them. I didn't have the best relationship with my dad growing up. We weren't close. We just weren't that close. But I think some of the things I needed to kind of go out and figure out for myself. And I had other friends. The same thing was going on. I had a friend of mine become a really great basketball player. And I would see him. He would go and play in the schoolyard, and he would be shooting over and over. And I think looking back on that, he had a rough life. His dad wasn't in his house either. And he had a really kind of volatile life with him and his brothers. They got into a lot of trouble. And I think for him, that was just a way for him to find some solace and something that he could do on his own to kind of work things out. I also think about Larry Bird, one of my heroes from way back, and you guys know from my blog that I love Larry Bird, and I even did a video on how much I love Larry Bird. But Larry Bird, when he was a young man, his father committed suicide. And I don't know, I never heard him say this in an interview or anything, but I wonder how much of that, him going out and just starting to shoot hoops, and he'd shoot for hours and hours by himself. I wonder how much of that was just him just trying to find some type of mental therapy, so to speak, for the hard things that he went through as a kid. So I don't know if you have something like that on your own that you use, but it could be basketball, it could be something else. Maybe you shoot a bow and arrow, maybe you garden, I think gardening is used for that. A lot of people like to take long walks. They go in the woods or whatever the case may be. There's a physical element to that, but there's also an emotional or mental element, whatever you want to call it, maybe a spiritual to some degree element. So one of the things I want to tell you during this COVID situation is don't listen to these crazy so-called experts who are telling you just go indoors, where there's no vitamin D, there's no fresh air, there's no nothing. Go out and do a lot of the things that you can. Whatever you feel like you can do outdoors, do activities and do things for yourself. Do things that will work out your emotional side and your mental side as well as your physical side. But just do things that have value to you. All right, so That's one thing I want to say. Just the other thing I want to say as well very quickly is there is a physical side to this as well. When I'm out here playing basketball, there is I can work this thing as hard as I want. I can just be nice and relaxed and taking my shots, or I can be grabbing the ball and just aggressively getting rebounds and so on and so forth. I can get a very good workout just running around by myself. And you can take anything that you love to do and make it into something great, physically for yourself as well as mentally, therapeutic. Make it therapy for yourself. But you discover a lot of things too when you're playing, and one of those things is when you're shooting baskets. If you're really confident in what you're doing and you're confident in it, you'll tend to make more than you miss. But if you lose confidence in what you're trying to do, you'll start missing the shots. Some of this is just making the shots. And here it comes right back to me, see? And some of it is just being out here and enjoying the outdoors. And some of it is just therapy, just working out things on your own and just kind of making sense of things. Sometimes even when I'm going to do a video or something, I'll get out and just start shooting some baskets. And next thing you know, I've worked out something in such a way that I've got a new video. So just let me just up the ante here a little bit to show you, give you a little idea of like a little bit of a basketball workout. And it can be as hard as you want it to be. But I'm just going to up my my activity a little bit. So on and so forth. You can work as hard as you want to work. Now again, like I said, if you're going to make the shots, you got to focus on the shots and have confidence in the shots. Pay attention to it. Sometimes I just like to take shots that are longer. Larry Bird used to say, he had a comment, he said, he's into degree of difficulty like a gymnast. Sometimes he just likes to do things that are more and more difficult.
It's on the baseline coming out right. There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot. They're not going to count it. And Bird falls into Joe O'Toole. They're not going to count it. I think it's the greatest shooting exhibition I've ever seen. Larry Bird. What more can you say? Larry Bird, Larry Bird.
He's unconscious. Oh, boy. He got fouled. He just threw it up there and it went in.
That's why he would tell people what he's going to do and then do it in the game. Almost nobody would do that. He would do that just to make things challenging.
Make it count.
Anyway, I'm starting to get a little huffed here, doing a lot of shots. You won't see all the shots on the video. You won't see all my misses. But you can get as good of a workout as you want and enjoy. Man. And have a good time too. We used to play horse, and I used to be something of a horse expert because I used to be able to make crazy shots. Love it.
Like that?
We're gonna have a lot of bloopers on this one. Forget it. Hey, it worked.
He's floating to the head to Bird, now to Sam Vincent to Bird. And it goes in! It doesn't count, but it goes in! How's that? I've seen everything! Look at this!
I'll tell you what, guys have tried it before. That's amazing.
Oh, incredible!
Yeah, the ball cannot pass behind the basket, and of course that's what it does here.
Oh,
But, you know, just another indication of this guy's talent.
is he incredible or what?
All right, a few more shots. Sometimes in horse you try different kind of crazy shots. Now we're going kind of up a hill and trying to make a basket. Or right under a tree. Gotta try to end on a make. Look at that one.